Hey everyone! In this tutorial we are going to learn how to model a tensile structure with a ridge beam, and we will need some anchor points too. So, to model any type of tensile structure, there are three main steps that we always have to go through. Step number one is creating the mesh that we are going to use for the simulation. Step number two is selecting the right vertices and edges for the simulation. Step number three is running the Kangaroo simulation using the right components and inputs. This tutorial requires a basic knowledge about Rhino, so if you are a beginner, I would recommend you to check my Rhino beginner course for architect. You can find it in my YouTube channel page in playlist, which is this one, and I will add the link in the description below. Now you can support the channel and download all the source files from the Patreon page. I'm going to leave the link in the description below. So without further ado, let's start. So I'm start by going to the perspective view, and I'm going to, for this one, I'm going to also draw maybe also a rectangle. Let's try to keep it simple for now, and let's create maybe a copy mirror. And let's now let's select another layer, maybe this layer, and draw a line here. Right click to bring the command again, a line here, and let's keep just these two lines. Select these two lines and type rebuild, set the control points to 4, and select these points, move it up a little bit, and for this one I'm going to move it up more. So these are going to be our ridge beam, and let's add more faces. So I'm going to select, hold shift, select this one and this one, type mirror, and or you know what, let's keep it like this for now. So now let's open Grasshopper. So for creating mesh, we are going to use the same method, but I'm going to explain it here too. So let's type CRV to select the curve, set multiple, select this one and this one, right click, and double click and type surface. And now let's divide the surface. I'm going to use Lunchbox quad subdivision. Let's add a slider from 0 to maybe 30, and let's set the number to 10, place it here, and right click, and let's name it number of divisions. And let's now convert it into a mesh. So I'm going to use simple mesh. Now let's use the Kangaroo component, clean, combine and clean. You can double click and type combine and clean. Oh, okay, so I'm using this Kangaroo one, but I will use just Kangaroo 2. Combine and clean, get it from here. But to be able to use it properly, since we have more than one curve, we need to flatten this. So let's come here, right click and choose, let's flatten it from this step, right click and flatten. So now we have one mesh. So only the remaining part is unifying mesh normals to make sure. So if we pick this one, let's come here in the back face and enable it. As you can see, they have different normals. We want to unify the normals, so this is why I used unify mesh normals. So yeah, that's it. Now we created a mesh. I'm going to hide all of this, just show just the mesh. Select all of this and press Ctrl G to place them in a group. Let's remove this slider from the group, and let's name this group creating mesh. So we created our mesh. Step number 2 is selecting the right edges and faces for the simulation. So now we have these curves. So we want to select these edges and these edges to be able to project them into this curve. As if you came here in the goals, you will find this component on curves. So we have the input points and the input curves. So we want to select these points, only these points, to project it here, and only this point to project it here. And for the anchor points, I will need an anchor point here and here. And we also might need an anchor points here and here and here too. So for the anchor points, we are going to use the same method we used in the previous tutorial. So we will use it, extract the points from here. So I'm going to use type explode to explode these curves, and I'm going to use remove duplicate points. So we have, as you can see, we have like 5 vertices here, and here we have like a duplicate vertices and the vertices at the end too. So I'm going to use this to remove any duplicate points, and let's come here, right click and flatten it to have all of them in one list. So we have our 6 points for the anchor points. Now I will show you the technique that we are going to use to select these points. So I'm going to use a reference line to select these points. So let's come in maybe in this layer and let's draw a line here. Right click to bring the command again and draw another line here. Now let's open Grasshopper, double click and type CRV to select the curve and choose select multiple. The same order that we are going to select these two curves is the same order that we are going to select this curve. We should select both of them. So I selected this one and this one. So let's also rename this one. This is going to be reference curve to select points. Let's double click and type CRV again. And let's right click and name this one reference curve to select the points, and this one is going to be just the ridge beam curves. Ridge beam curves. So let's come here, right click, set 1, 2, the same order we selected these two. So let's see how we are going to use this one to select the points here. So the first thing, to extract the points from the mesh, I'm going to exclude this mesh. So we are going to use a component called deconstruct mesh. Deconstruct mesh. This component allows us to extract all the faces and all the vertices of any mesh. So we have our mesh. Now we have all the faces and we have these curves. We want to select only the points that are inside this curve. So I'm going to use another component called curve closest point. This component calculates the minimum distance between any point and the curve. So any point here inside this curve, the distance is going to be 0. So we are going to use this condition to select these points. So we are going to add these curves and add these vertices. But here we have two curves. So I will need to graft this curves to have like two separate lists. So now we have, if we open like the panel, add a panel, and to see the outputs, as you can see, we will have some values and some values are going to be 0. So we want to select the curves that have the value, the points that have value equivalent to 0. So I'm going to use condition, and let's see, add the condition smaller than. This is the distance, and the second value I'm going to add a panel with a very small value, like a panel. Let's type panel and type the value 0.001 maybe. This is like going to be our tolerance. So now we are going to want to select only the vertices with a value equal true. So I'm going to use cool pattern. These components allow us to select object from a list based on true or false values. So this is our list and these are true or false values. So as you can see here, we used like this script to select all these vertices, and since we grafted this list, we have like our vertices in two separate lists, and this is very important. As well, we will need to graft this too, by the way. So we have to come here and graft this one too. So let's group all of this. Select all of this and press Ctrl G. Let's give it maybe any other color and let's name it, give it a title, selecting the points on curve. So now for the input for this component, we are going to use these points and we are going to use this curve. For the strengths, I'm going to keep it as default for now. And for these 6 points, I'm going to use anchor. We will use, like, these points are going to be the same. We're going to use this point for the target too. So if we import it here, we don't have to add a target, as if we kept it empty, the initial location will be used. And this is what we want. Let's add this one also to this group. You know what? Let's make it more organized. So I'm going to add a group here. Let's give it different color and let's name it selecting anchor points. And let's group all of this together and give it different color. So we have this one for the simulation. Let's organize the script a little bit. And finally, we will need also to add show so we can see our mesh. And we will add edge length, line, edge length, to add properties to the mesh similar to fabric structure. And for the mesh, we are going to use mesh edges to extract the edges. Place the naked edges here and the interior edges here. And also for the length and strength, I'm going to leave it as default just for now. Let's add this one also here. So I think we have all all our parameters. So let's add a solver. I'm going to add a zombie solver. Let's import everything. Hold shift with this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay, yeah. Now remains just adjusting these parameters. We almost done. Remains just adjusting these parameters, but I'm going to first place this on a group. And let's give it different color. And let's name it simulation. Okay, and now let's start adjusting these parameters to have the shape we want. So the first thing, as you can see, is that the mesh is not following this curve accurately. And to adjust this one, we can just increase the strength for this component. So let's add a slider, maybe from 0 to 100,000. And add a value. Let's start with a value of maybe 10,000. As you can see, it is now like following the curve more accurately. And now for the length for this interior edges, if we didn't add a length here, it's going to provide a straight line, but we want some kind of curvature. So if we add a value of maybe 0, let's maybe add a slider also from 0 to 1. We'll have like this now, like a very weird curvature. So let's give it 0 for now. And for the edges, I think we can adjust it using this one. So for this one, I'm going to add a value also. Let's add this one to Control C, Control V. Let's place it here. But now let's start. Let's keep it for 0 too. So the value here and here is 0. But I think we can increase the strength of this one. So let's add the strength from 0 to maybe also 10,000 to 5,000 and place it here. Now it's like very straight. Maybe just 100. Yeah, let's set it from 0 to 100. And for the strength here, I think we can also decrease the strength here. Maybe set it to 1. We set this one to 1. Okay, now I think the parameters the shape starts to look good. Let's keep this the default 10 and this maybe 100. But as you can know, as you just saw, if we maybe decreased the input here, maybe add the parameter from 0 to 10 and set it like 10 for now. We decrease the strength here, the curvature here will decrease a little bit. So as you can see, it's starting to look more flat. And we can control it here too. If we decrease this strength, it's going to look to have more curvature, but we can adjust it a little bit. And of course, the amazing part, if we start adjusting the curve, everything will update. So we can also add more parameters. So let me show you something. So as you can see here, the curvature here is like very, very strong. What if I want to reduce this curvature a little bit? So we can add there is a parameter for like the vertex load. We can add vertex load parameter. Let's add the mesh to it. And let's make the load maybe from -10 with an accuracy of 3 digits and to 10. So if we want to move it up a little bit, if we want to decrease this curvature, we will add strength in a positive value. Let's add it, hold shift to add it here. So as you can see, if we moved it like this, we will have less curvature. It's like there is a force here pushing the fabric, or we can move it down. So this can help us a little bit to control this type of this curvature strength. We can just, or of course you can set it to 0 if you want to keep the curvature to the default value. So let's add this to the group. And the last thing is selecting only the mesh, because we have here a lot of lines too. I want only select the mesh, so I'm going to type list item and keep the index as a default, which is 0, and add this one. So we managed to select only the mesh and hide all of this too. So yeah, that's it for the script. We can now just start organizing it a little bit more, renaming these parameters, and we can play around, try to have some different variations. So let's name this one. This one is for the naked edges. So naked edges lens. Select it, Control C, right click here, Control V, and let's name it naked edges trends. And right click here, Control C, came here, Control V, and let's name it interior. Select this one, Control C. You know what? No, select this one, Control C, select this one, Control V, and let's name it interior edges trends. This one I'm not going to change it, but I'm going to keep this one as it is. Let's move this parameter away like this. And this like the vertex or vertex loads. So this is going to be our parameters, and we have ridge beam curves, and this reference curves to select the ridge beams, and this number of divisions. We can increase the number of divisions to have more smooth or more accurate simulation. Let's leave it as 10 for now. So yeah, that's it about this script. You can of course play around, start testing some variations. You can move like these curves, or select all of this, press F10. Okay, so there is another trick to have more control about also the anchor point. So for example, if you have shape like this, if we use the same technique that we used here, you will have some anchor points here at the middle. But what if we don't want them? We just want only the exterior points, only these 4 points maybe, or maybe just 1 point more here. we can use points directly. So let's see. So let's set all of this, set multi curves, set all of this, and for the edge beam, set multi curves, this 1, 2, 3, 4, and here set multiple. Oh, I'm going to draw reference lines here very fast. Grasshopper, set multiple, this one. So as you can see, I want to remove this point. So instead of removing it, I'm going to just place maybe 4 points here. And these are the points that I'm going to use. So type SLPT, select all the points on this view, and double click and type points. Right click, set multi points, and let's double click here and place all of them here. As you can see now, we only have these points, but you have to make sure that these points are always aligned to the edge of this shape. So for example, if I moved like maybe this one, of course everything will change. The script's not going to work properly. So as you can see, it didn't work. Just lock everything, and let's press Ctrl Z, and let's run the script again. So this point, if I move this point away, it's also not going to work. It always has to be at the corner of any polyline. So, and of course you can add more points. So if I came here, add maybe one point here, right click, add a few more points here, and type SLPT, select all points, and came here, right click, set multi points. These points also have been imported. You can, by the way, set the gravity to 0. 3.2. By the way, this is not going to be more of a fabric structure. This is more of a shell structure. But anyway, you get the idea. Okay, and now we are done with the script, but I want to show you how we can use it to like test different variations. So I already drew these curves and points in Rhino. These are going to be like our ridge beams, and the blue lines are going to be the lines that we are going to use as to select the vertices that we are going to project to the ridge beams, and these polylines are the polylines that we are going to use to generate our mesh. So yeah, let's start. So like here, from these are the curves for the mesh. So set multi curves, set this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, so now it is taking some time to compute, so I will show you how to use the script in a faster way. So to use the script in a faster way, I'm going to click on the mouse middle button, and I'm going to lock everything. So when I select the object, nothing will be computed, but when I enable the solver, it's going to start calculating. So this will save us time. So now for the ridge beams, set multi curves, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and I'm going to select these curves in blue. I need to select them in the same order. Select reference curves, set multiple, select this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And now like the points, set multi points, and I'm going to select all. No, I don't want to see this point. Press escape, set multi points, and select only these points. Okay, now we are done. We can click on the mouse middle button and enable the solver, and here you go. We have our fabric structure. We can play around with the gravity. I'm going to set it to 0 for this one, and of course when we are done, I will come here. Let's select like the default layer, the Grasshopper, came here and click on the mouse middle button and pick it. Now I want to test these inputs, so I'm going here, click on the mouse middle button, and let's disable the solver, and let's start selecting the curves for the mesh. So set multi curves, select this one, this one, this one, this one, all this curve, right click, and for the ridge beam, set multiple, and make sure to remember the order in which you are going to select them. So I'm going to select this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And for the reference curves, set multiple. I'm going to select like this one, this one, this one, and this one, and this one. And for the vertices, points, the anchor points, all of the points, and let's enable the silver. We have a problem here, and I think this problem is because the order of the ridge beams is not the same order as this one. To check the order, we can use like list item. Control C, Control V. Add this here, flatten this list, and flatten this list. And the list is 5, so add an index from 0 to 4, and place it here and here, and select both of these. Okay, so yeah, as I can see, the index 0 here is this one. This one had to be also index 0. Okay, so I'm going to disable the solver, and let's select them again. The ridge beam, set multiple. I'm going to select this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and reference, set multiple. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and enable the solver again. So, oh, I didn't select the reference. Okay, let's disable the solver. For the reference, we select the blue lines. I forget and select the ridge beams instead of the reference curve. So here set multiple. This one and this one. This one and this one and this one. Then enable solver. Here you go. We have our tensile structure, and everything is adjusted. Delete this for now. And of course, the amazing part, if I select all of this and press F10, I can start adjusting the shape of our design, and everything will update directly. You can move like this ridge beam or something. But anyway, I'm going to keep everything as it is for now. So when we are done, we can come here, click on the mouse middle button, and pick everything. Now I want to test like the last option, which is this one. So I'm going to click on the mouse middle button and disable the solver. Set multi curves here. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. We have our mesh, the ridge beam, set 1. We have just this one ridge beams. For the reference curve, set 1, which is this one. And for the vertices, set multiple, select all of these points. Now let's enable the solver, and here we go. We have our fabric structure. We can come here and pick it. And of course, when we are done, we can like draw lines. So I have this like structure. You can draw these lines in Rhino, and then use the pipe command to have this structure. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and see you later.